See Miramar in action.
I love that map. It's like the best thing ever. I've been talking with all the teams, downstairs with Poem. I've been talking with, my friend Papaya. I've been talking with the rest of the guys, and they just love it. You want to know how they call that map? They call it the point loser.
I can kind of understand this from a certain perspective.
They all say it's a snipe fest, that positioning is really hard, the movement rotations are incredibly difficult, so at least we're going to have a lot of fun just watching them endure the hell that is Miramar.
I love snipe fests. That's what I want to see. Bring it on. This is what it's all about. You got to get on stream, you got to get yourself a big boy gun, you got to take people out of range. Why the hell not? We all love to see it. And so does everybody else out there. Thank you very much for joining us in the chat. And also, we've got a few people in the arena. Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be joining you. Obviously, we're here for 3 days. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of action going down. Now, Miramar, given the actual size of it, it might be a little bit of a slower start. Playing cut straight across the middle. Everyone can go wherever they want. I mean, if you really want to, you could go up to what we got. We got Terry Bronco at the top. We got Camp Militar, Cruz de Verl, El Azhar. There's so many places you could just play outskirts. You could even go all the way down at the bottom if you really want to, over to the little island. It's very rare you get a circle there, to be honest with you, on you. But yeah, if you really wanted to go that far, you could.
Yes, that is correct. And one of the things that I always want to know is that the differences that we have, between casual and competitive players. The guys that are more casual, they're more focused on their stream, they just drop wherever. They're like, you know what, I'm feeling like Cruz del Valle today, so I'm going to go and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to drop there because I feel like it. I don't care if there's other 5 people that are coming in. But the pros are like, oh no, I have my spot. No one ever goes there. If they see that I'm dropping there, no one's going to show up. But the casual players, they really don't care about that. So that's the fun part, where they actually have to deal with all the situations. They're not really used to that, because in the competitive scene, they say, okay, you know what, this is my spot. I know where your spot is. We respect each other. I'm going to fire a couple of shots if I see you coming this way. If I hear a car coming out, I'm just going to fire a few shots. But when we're talking about a non-competitive player, they just don't care. They're going to be like, oh, I hear some noise. I'm probably going to go there and check that house out.
I suppose the positive thing for the more casual, like you say, audience, or the more casual players that are going to be in this, or the ones that aren't up to the task of breaching compound, smashing and just going in guns blazing, the fact that it can be a bit more casual. It's a bigger map, so you can take this a little bit easier. They can fly all the way away if they really want to. They can drop somewhere and just play the late game, play the long game, but don't play it too late. Don't get yourself in a position on Miramar where the circle will eat you alive. Now, looking at EG's POV, they've been lurking corners and watching angles for quite some time now, so I'm wondering if they have a read on this. One player comes around the corner, the knocks there, so's the finish.
My boy.
That was, my word, I've never seen someone just be obliterated so hard in the blink of an eye. Just comes around the corner, is down and out. Now the question is, where is the partner lurking?
Yes, and we all distinctly heard them, my boy. Whisper that actually came in from one of the players that was just finishing that kill. And what can you tell me about EG in particular, for the folks that are watching from the South American audience and people that are watching that are not from that region in particular? What can you tell me about them?
EG in particular, I can't tell you a great deal. I don't know a lot about these players, if I'm completely honest. I know that EG has, not necessarily in the comp scene, being at the top of the game. We've seen them with a different roster, so to speak. I've seen the different rosters that have been to events. They didn't perform at the very, very top. With these two players individually, I recognize the names. I have seen them in various different competitions, Wolf especially speaking, but the actual 2 individual players, I mean, look, let's just be as simple as this. If you're going to get picked up by EG, you'd expect to have some sort of a good track record that you can fall back on. It's a big name and it's a big brand to be represented, so to speak.
Yes, completely agree with you on that one. So EG, a lot of history on that team. Everyone that watches esports have seen them at least since 2011, 2012. When they started, and it's been through several esports. Now we have them here on PUBG. And guys, if you see anything that is particularly funny, you can just start scouting every single one of the channels and try to find that clip, that perfect moment, and tweet at us with the hashtag broadcaster Royale. If you find something funny, just tweet at us and you can get that prize for being the best clip of the entire universe.
I don't know about best clip. I think they just found the best hanger. He just found himself a 24 and a 4 times. I mean, to find that in the middle of the sandy dunes, you want to be happy. We're speaking about how this is a bit of a snipe fest. It's a big map. It's long distance, and the main danger that people need to be aware of. In fact, you know what? Let's talk about this. So look at the circle. Look at where it's just kind of zoned in on. Smack bang in the middle. Yes,
that is odd for Miramar, to be honest, because it generally, I mean, this is mostly something that I've heard from Luzu and Pame, that they say, it's very hard for it to close exactly in the middle. So I don't know how it's going to progress, from now on. But I definitely will feel concerned, you know, given the fact that they already have an M24. The sights is going to get interesting because Snipe Fest are fun if you already have everything geared out and you're in a nice place and you know exactly where everyone's coming in. But if you're trying to get into that position, it's going to be extremely hard. I'll
tell you what's not fun, watching people look. Come on, let's get into the POV up here. Let's see where everyone else is lingering around, because we've got a full map at the moment, and these guys, all right, they've got a kill, they've got the gear, but they're just going to be looting long distance. No one's around with them. Let's take a look at it. And we're checking in with Mazzarini and Spike now. With these two guys, these are big, big names.
Yes.
Coming out of the Czech Republic, I think I checked in earlier on Mazzarini's stream, and we were rocking about 4,000 viewers. He's a very big streamer. I was chilling with him this morning. Firing off shots already, and you see this with a few players. They're the kind of, oh, wait a minute. That was the alarm bell, that was the dinner bell. Come and find us, boys. Well, you know what? Someone has. Someone's answered back, so he's got his wish there. He's fired off the gun and hoped that people would find him and give them some sort of information.
Definitely.
So we need to kind of look at San Martin. This is going to be the central of the map, and you would expect this is the kind of area where you can get 2, 3 in duos, especially even solos, where you'll get multitude of players. This could be busy.
Yes, and not just busy, you know, in that way, in that place, I would say that it's not busy in the sense that, you know, you have people that are there, that are just chilling out, looting. If they hear a gunshot, they're just going to go somewhere else. They're like, this is Miramar. This is the closest we can get probably to some action. So it's not going to be easy to get out of this house. Probably they're going to have to coordinate very well, and this is another reality of the duos. I mean, when we have squads, you have a completely different communication system. Everyone's just, you know, trying to pick an area, just make sure that no one comes over there. But if you get caught off guard on duos, you're out. And probably your team is out as well, because no one knows where you're getting shot from, and it can definitely be death immediately for whoever gets caught.
Spike has the cross angle, so you'll know that where the shots were not coming from. You'll have some sort of information. Double AR, you'll more than likely take the 16, use that for the long distance single fire. Papaya, don't run your teammate over. No, it's fine. It's cool. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Come on then. I was speaking a little bit about EG. Tell me a bit more about Papaya, obviously coming off the back of Team Secret. And as you can even tell by the photo, we know he's a memer.
Yes, he's definitely a memer. So that's Papaya and Yalal, both players. Yalal actually from Colombia. He moved into Panama a couple of years ago, actually. Well, actually a lot of years ago. And they've been playing competitively since forever, pretty much since the game came out. Papaya used to be on Team Secret. Now they're called Team Panama. They have a different name that they use sometimes, but on this tournament in particular, they're going to be calling themselves Team Panama. Papaya and Yalal, very aggressive players. They know how to play. I mean, Papaya, here's the thing about Papaya. He has a notebook with tons and tons of notes about every single player, about maps, about how people react, about teams, and he screams fairly often against players from NA. So he has a lot of knowledge, and he knows exactly what they're going to do. Yalal, I call him the thugging player, a very cerebral player, and you know, in Panama, he's the king of LAN tournaments, so I'm pretty sure he's not nervous here.
Well, as you can hear in the background, the car is getting tanked up. They're getting pretty much smashed, so they need to be very, very careful they don't come into another team, because if they do run into a duo, the car would probably go up in flames. It looked to me...
Whoa.
Okay, you might be able to shoot, but you can't drive. Come on, son. We did see a cop for it on his screen, a flare gun went straight up in the air, which I'm wondering now if it's kind of a homing beacon for them, and that's what they're looking for, because that means that there's going to be free loot, a free crib, and also potentially other people there. You know, you're going to be looking at several duos. Might see, that's the biggest issue with flare guns. You put it up in there, it's like, well, we know where you are, and we know there's going to be a nice big bad boy gun in there, potentially even an armored car. I think the armored UAZs in the airdrops on this one as well.
Yeah, one of those. I mean, the thing that I always think about Papaya is the rivalry he has with all the Brazilian players. All the Brazilian players are out to get him all the time. You see how people always say, oh, Shroud is dropping there, let's all go over there and just try to take him out. Same thing happens with Papaya and Brazilians.
Well, he's kind of made a name for himself, right? You know, there aren't many names that have broke out from South America, so to speak, but Papaya definitely is one of them. We've seen him on some of the biggest stages, and I think that's more of a personality thing. You know, he loves the camera, he loves the airtime, and to be fair to the lad, he's a damn good player.
Yes, he's a really good player, and he's known for his challenges. He just goes around on Twitch chat, just challenging streamers to see what they can do. And now here we have Kodiak, and that's Jonesy. Yeah.
He's got his mate still. Yes. Okay, he just jumped on his feet. Fair play.
Van egy extended magom arra szarra.
Hopefully, talk about the timing. Go on, son. Doesn't lean it enough. Could have gone back just a little bit. It was a good effort. His teammates there as well. I think it's an SKS with a 3 times. So he won't have as much line of sight. The 6 times, you'd absolutely love to see it. It's added so much more. And again, just with those scopes as well, they've just been more recently added to the game. It gives more utility, more viability. this is what we said about San Martin. So many people will be closing in on this. It's going to be a bloodbath. 72 alive. Look at the difference between Miramar and Sanic. Like, it's night and day. Completely night and day.
Completely. I mean, and the fact that the rotations are a lot harder, and you have to know how to move in this map, because the moment someone gets line of sight on you, you're probably going to take a lot of hits. Doesn't matter if you're in a vehicle, doesn't matter if you're walking. People can definitely see it. They can spot you a lot easier on this map. So it all comes to really knowing the map. Once you know the map and you know safely when to move and how to move around the map, you probably have a higher, survival rate, but still it's a very difficult map to move around. It all depends on how the circle is closing. So it's very difficult for those players that are struggling with that. I see that, for instance, on Luzu. Luzu is a newcomer to the game. He's always averse to conflict. He doesn't really like to go around when he hears gunshot. And Pom, his duo is the exact opposite of him. If he hears gunshot, he's going to try to go there, make some plays. I always like to say, South American players, they have more plays than Shakespeare, because these guys, they want to get in on the action all the time. But we have these strange relationships where the duos sometimes are made up of a competitive pro that loves to get into conflicts and another guy that just says, you know what, I don't want to go there. I want to get the position. I want to make sure that if I survive at least to the very end.
Which I suppose when you look at a composition, maybe having that 2-2 split is always a good thing. I know we're talking high end here and we're kind of blabbing on a bit, but you see it with Liquid. They'll send Ibby and Jeems off, you boys, the Hounds, the Bloodhounds, go do your thing, go slap people around, and then we'll follow up with Samty and Scoom at range. Scoom watching the back, Samty with the sniper out. But you kind of see that, and it does work if you can get two players that are hyper aggressive on a team working together. They just love to frag out. Hell, let them off the leash, let them do their own thing. Now, with this one, it's a completely different kettle of fish. It's one of those, you could call it a pub match where you could literally walk into a building, you could have Tom, Dick and Harry sat there with a shotgun just waiting for you to walk in. This is going to be a different thing, so don't kind of come into this expecting the Liquid, the FaZe kind of strats and stuff. This is going to be a fun weekend, it's going to be a different weekend, it's going to be an interesting weekend. And remember, whatever you see, if you see something that's just outstanding, something that's completely random, someone goes flying through the air on a bicycle and they get the face ripped off by a Car 98, clip it. Make sure you tweet them. Tweet at us and use the hashtag broadcast of Royale. Just seen as well in the back pocket there, he does have the flare gun. Did I see some ammunition in it? I didn't quite catch. He is on his own. So a crate here would be the perfect opportunity for him. He does. He has one. Now this would be great because he'd be getting that level 3 tier armor. And when you're a solo player, especially if you get a big, imagine getting a 249 in there, level 3 armor and a 249. He's got the circle. This would be good. But again, you put that flare up. You just tell everybody where you are, and there's a whole crate here for you boys. Come and get it.
Yep. Go.
This case, respecting some players, and I'm not really sure if this is Aztec Gaming, because I know we had Beaner, one of the players from NA. Well, he's NA region just because he's in Mexico. And
that's Godspeed on screen.
Godspeed, sorry, yeah, Godspeed. I still have to see the guys from Aztec Gaming. There are Beaner and Isaac, I think.
Okay.
They're shooting someone else now.
Crate comes in. See people maybe moving towards the zone now. All a little bit slower down, all a little bit more paced, and good God, look at how many people are alive. Welcome to Miramar. Seriously, welcome to... Okay, so finally, a team's out. Yay, someone's dead.
It's been 2 years.
It's been 73 years. Oh, that's not good. Gets out of the car, goes up in flames, and all of a sudden, Whitey Dude, he's dead and gone. Mazzarini, yes. It's a scar in the kill feed on to 2. P1E not having the best of time so far. He will spot this vehicle that's burnt out now, unless it's been through a zone that knows someone's got tanked up here, so they need to be very aware. Bullets come from the back line. You see it bouncing off the back of the building. Now he knows he's in trouble. His teammate's in there. But do they have the line of sight? This is the dude with the M24 now, remember? And he also had the 4 times on there.
It's going to be really complicated. We all know that just being inside a house in Miramar, you just don't know the amount of attention that you're going to be drawing if someone is shooting at you. Because it's not like Sanghok when you have a 10-second engagement rule. Well, after you've gone through those 10 seconds, you know that you're going to get third-partied by someone else. But here on Miramar, anything can really happen. I mean, they could be surrounded, or they could be anyone around. That's the weird thing about this map, because it's so huge. Again, it really changes everyone's playstyle, especially when you're coming right after Sanhok.
It's just different to the other two. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Sanhok is still completely different how it plays and how you rotate from Erangel. But Miramar is a bit of a
He's special.
It's in its own right because of the pure size of it and the pure how you have to rotate and the gaps that you have to kind of. Don't get me wrong. There's extremities that you can weave in and out of, but like this, for instance, you go up in the open, you're completely dead. They're waiting inside the building. They're in the hangar. They're up on the level 2. You got the window. You walk up there. He's gone. He's dead. He's buried. Still coming out of San Martin. They've now moved across to the
Hacienda del Patrón.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was going to have a go for it, but I'm glad you didn't chime in there, 'cause obviously you're going to say it perfectly, so I'm fine with that. You know what, you can just do the names for me now. We can, if I say mispronounce any of them, you give me the correct, if I can't spell either, correct pronunciation. But I like the area that they're in. The good thing about this position is that they can catch people rotating around, coming out of any direction, obviously coming out of San Martinez, coming out of Hacienda. They've got the main road if you're going to be rotating. Another big issue, obviously, is the hills. Yes. Rotating in vehicles is an absolute nightmare.
Yes. I mean, for everyone, it's going to be a complete nightmare. And here we go. Like, as soon as someone gets a hill, and they're sure that they're not going to get profile, because that's the other thing. When you're on a hill, you're over there, you're probably going to get on the profile, and you're going to be the victim of a sniper. And this is exactly what happened here. And this doesn't look good at all, because when you have a sniper on, I mean, with that, I think it was an M24, right?
Look at that freaking range. That's the 6 times that we've been keeping an eye on for a while now. And that's an insta headshot. That's a banger. Oh, he's clapping his hands, so he knows. Yeah. And he's got a smile on his face. That's a banger of a shot. How many meters? What, 3? No.
He's just saying that.
It's going to be 300-400, surely.
Yeah, he knows. He has just landed a really good shot, and he's just waiting for it right now.
He's also got a new follower as well.
You know? You got a new follower right in the middle of the stream. That's a good thing about this one, you know, because you can just watch whatever POV you like. If you like one of the streamers, you just want to follow their POV, you can do that, no problem.
Multi-twitching duos. Yes. That's the way forward. If you've got multiple screens, multiple multi-twitches.
And here we have Trico. Actually, Trico said that if he's ever on screen, that we have to send a shout out to Verwheel. Yeah, that's apparently something on his Discord. People are watching him over there on the Verwheel channel. Okay. I don't know if it's a user. He said, send a shout out to Verwheel.
Well, there you go then.
Cool, I'll do that. And of course, his duo, Tai Chi, said, shout out to the Hangout Discord. So now we have completed that side quest. We got the shout outs right. So maybe this is going to give them another win because, of course, we give good luck to the players. I mean, we're spectating. They're going to get, you know, the extra points of luck.
Okay.
Wow. Yes, apparently we are.
Yeah. One drives off, and then all of a sudden the Mini 14 comes in from Taichi. Fair play, lads. 2 kills back to back. Look at that. They don't even crack a smile. Business.
Purely business for them. I mean, Dutch and Swiss player on this team.
These are previous winners, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Previous winners. And I talked with them earlier this morning, and they really mean business. I mean, they have their secret strats, the ones that they want to share with everyone, and they also have some contingency plans for certain maps, not in this case, but for Sandhawk, for instance, they said, if I'm going to be on this building, if I see someone else on this other building, I know it's going to be you guys, Papaya and Yalal, and I'm not even going to look that way. You guys just take care of the ones on your side, and then we do get out at the end.
Can we appreciate the vehicles still rolling away, that they have killed people in further back? That's done like a... Scoom right now is super worried that thing's going to be heading for him.
Boy, this does not look good. I mean, this is a map that just favors long-range play so much, and moving around is so difficult.
Thank God we got the tracers, though. I'm going to give a massive shout-out to PUBG, because honestly, the tracers now in the observing mode is absolutely fantastic. They've done such a good job, and it's just helping build a storyline, helping observers. Like, out of all the BRs at the moment, from an esports perspective, they are doing everything right and doing so damn well. It's good to see. You want to see it. Speaking of people who want to see, this M24. Okay, so they know where this one player is. He's obviously been heavily damaged. And now Lexi, unfortunately, out in the open. You just saw the tracer go by. They know where she is. And this, yeah, he's already found one scalp. Can he find another?
It's one of the most complicated things about Miramar. It's just staring at a scope for the longest time ever. It's a map that is really cerebral, that you have to think about where you are standing right now. I mean, if someone else is trying to surround you, if you hear anything, rotations are incredibly difficult. Again, it's not an easy map. Like, you really have to practice this one. It's not like I can just wing it, and casual players don't get any benefits here. It's not like Sandhawk where something crazy can happen, and since it's so small, maybe a casual player can get something done. Here, you're out of position, bam, you're out. And the same thing happens. I mean, even if you're a pro player, if you're having a bad day and you just like walk through the wrong ridge, you're gonna get shot.
I mean, the only positive for more casual is the fact that it's slower, so you can get gear. You've got that time to loot up. The negative effect is that it's an absolute nightmare to rotate. You have to be early. You have to know what you're doing. You have to have vehicles. This is not a foot game unless you're going to get inside the circle or the circle goes to you. Like, I'm hoping these guys have got vehicles, because if that does a hard shift all the way from them on the opposing side, they go from being, okay, we're sitting happy, we've got an M24, to potentially staring down the barrel. Now, they've been lucky. Look at that circle. They're just on the edge here. And we have 4 potential teams in contention.
That was beautiful. And that was Aztec Gaming. We had Beaner, he's known as Toxiner on this one, and Chumsy. Toxiner, he calls himself that because his girlfriend's name is Toxitina. So that's why he's doing that mix over there. And I was watching something more. Some action here. Nope.
Come on, make it 2 for 2. Yeah. He's landed 1 headshot with 1 bullet.
I was going to mention that Trico and Taichi, they were doing something they were talking earlier, that on Miramar in particular, they like to stay on the edge of the circle. They like to move very slowly on the edge. They don't want to be in the middle, because it gets really difficult to actually, handle that position and rotate if they have to move from the center somewhere else. So they prefer to be on the edge.
You just caught a glimpse here of your winners from game number 1. Scurry's going to try and build a smoke wall here. There's plenty of them out, so he can dip, dive, rock and roll. There's no point. He's dead. Oh my word! And look at what gun that is in the feed. That's the big green machine. That's an Orm. Okay, so Orm in play. Off the back of the vehicle he goes. Papaya just completely mopping up. There we go, 2 for 2. That's the EG boys.
Yes, they were knocked down by Papaya.
And in rotation.
They have another one over there. I can definitely hear them just going crazy over there with the comms. He's just getting that stuff, definitely. And Yalal is a very happy player, and he has a lot of experience in LAN tournaments again. On Panama, this guy goes to tournaments, and I've heard this from him directly. He says, I had a guy that says, if I see you in a LAN tournament, I'm going to beat you up. And he said, you know what? Yeah, just bring your crew. I don't give a damn. Just show up, and I'll do it. And his rival shows up with his dad, actually. That was his crew. He says, your son has insulted me online and called me names. And the dad of his rival just started, spanking his rival in front of him. So that is one of his achievements, actually. Now this is a guy that he lives on the PUBG streets. Yeah, on the PUBG streets. That's a little bit of history,
That's some interesting LAN event, I must say.
I know that happens in Latin America. I mean, it can get wild. These tournaments.
Noble in the kill feed. AWM still doing work. That gun, you want to get 20 bullets when you do pick it up from the crate. You got to make every single one count. Hit them in the chest. They're going to hit the deck. Happy days for them for now. Kodiak finds Purin up on the hill, so at least removes another obstacle from their route to the circle, because they are outside and the blue is pushing in. So all of a sudden, just keep an eye on the kill feed. We should get an injection of people falling. That's silenced as well. We heard that. That's close. That's very, very close. So he's hit him in the deck. He's pretty much decked him. He's hit him in the chest, and he's gone down.
They were having such a good time over there. Feng went over there with a kill with the VSS. A gun that didn't have a lot of fans at the beginning of the game. Now it's getting a lot of traction, actually.
He's literally hit him in the chest and just decked him. So he needs to find him here, because that is super, super close. And I don't know where that player is. He's been finished off by the AUG as well. No, sorry, that's not an AUG. What was that again? I didn't quite catch the glimpse of it there. So it was a Groza. Oh man, it's so bad getting decked by an Orm that close.
And they were having such a good time in that house. I mean, but this is what happens over here. Like when the circle starts closing and you're not on the edge, and you're not really ready to move, this can happen.
Yep, this is the punishment for sitting there for so long. This is now the punishment. Noble going down. Groza still doing work on the opposing side of the road. That's another team that falls victim to the 7-6-2. Nastiest AR in the game, but another one that can only come from the crate. Now he's caught a glimpse of them, though. Do they know where he is? Meds are not good whatsoever. He needs to take this fight. Take Kodiak stuff away from him. That's a beautiful molly. He's mollying either side of it. Burn, baby, burn. Will it go around the corner? My word, you are one lucky man. But he is tanked up and he is tagged.
It's going to be incredibly difficult for him to get out of this one.
Hey, if he lands this shot, take my money, take the trophy.
Yes. It's like we're living the final 2 kills, right? Because this is as stacked as it gets for them.
Only a level 1 helmet, so...
Do we know what Swagger has on weapons?
I don't know, but he's getting bullets in the back. I do know that.
Egy gránát is hal. Ilyesmi. 5 másodperc.
I wish we could have just Swagger's point of view at least for a second here.
The issue is, look at the zone. It's going to kill them now. They've both waited too long. This should kill them unless they have all the meds in the world. They should die. Pokes out, finishes him off. And now Swagger can just run away, but he's got to fight a second battle, and it's going to be an uphill one.
Nope.
But unfortunately, Neotika says no, not today.
Yes, and we have one of those beautiful Korean nicknames that we cannot read at all. Trying to do right now some move here. Struggling here to see his Manchang right now. And I don't know exactly what happened with Aztec Gaming. And they were having actually 4 teams that were right there in a house. They were about to be engaged, but we don't know exactly what happened with Aztec Gaming. So guys in chat, just stop asking about them. And also stop asking about what's happening with Netanyahu, because we didn't get a glimpse even of what happened with him on this match. Goes in Zoid right now. Those were the winners. Not the last match, but the one before that. The Australian players. They were doing a great job over there. And they're still alive. So right now, I believe that they have a lot of points. I mean, that's one victory for them at least. They're going to be on the top half of this one. I'd love to get a glimpse at the standings right now, because it's a lot of money that we want to see on the Rambo, on the Nomad, on every single one of those stats. We have a lot of those, actually.
Plenty of shots indeed. Has to move forward now with the healing. Living life on the edge, quite literally, but there is a team that's going to be raining hell down upon you any second. He's got the information, sees them caressing the line of the hill. Tax one in the face. It's going to be a 2 versus 1, but unfortunately his teammate will be there for the backup. They'll get the revive more than likely. They do have time, however, they are in the open. Meanwhile, 16 players still alive. The circle shrinking. Still a fair few compounds inside as well, so depending on any teams that have moved rather early, got ahead of the game, ahead of the curve, so to speak, they'll be laughing, but Ewan from Chaos comes in with a K9. Job done. Hits the deck, tags him up again. That smoke is not going to save him.
Nope, not at all. And that was Cozy, the guys from the beautiful Australian team. I can't remember the name around. Was it Zazzy? Yes.
Scuzzy?
Zazzy or...
That's the one.
I think it was
so many
Zazzy.
names in this. I've tried to remember them, but I'm not going to try and...
Yes. The OC team that just proved that they're the best region.
OC is?
Yeah.
It's questionable. I've seen some Oceanic players that, you know... Yeah. We won't go further with that one. We'll leave it as it is.
Yes.
Tweede!
Yeah, only 12 alive.
He's got the muscles.
Tweede and Lost. One thing that I actually want to really see right now is how the center of the circle looks. I mean, on the right side, actually. So over here, there's a lot of action. But there are not really a lot of buildings to hide. There's just one over there. There we go. We have Chaos, Zoid over there. He's going to try to stay alive as long as possible, because he only has 1 chance here to get as many points as he can right now. Doesn't look really good. Lost and Tweede trying to get some better positioning right now, and the Rocks are really not going to be with them right now. Neotika just slams him, and this is not good. Tweede out. Neotika gets lost. And Neotika actually has been doing some great shots. And he's been there all the time. Coleman and Winghaven. Winghaven, one of the Spanish players, actually a former pro of many other esports. Seen him on many arenas, and now we know for sure that he doesn't have any sort of nerves. He's not nervous or anxious at all. Coldamenta, this duo. I'm trying to hear exactly what they're saying so I can start translating, but they sound pretty calm right now.
At least they've got 2 up, though, going into this final iteration of the game. I mean, it's so important being able to keep your players alive and move forward when you enter these final engagements. Bullet 2 come flying back. You see him bouncing off the backside. He's gone down. His teammate is still alive, so he hit the deck just in time, but literally by the skin of his teeth.
Yes.
I mean, thank God I didn't get the heal off there because that's so bad, but revenge is sweet. Look at that spray control. You love to see it. Meanwhile, in open fields, Grows a boy won't be able to do no more.
He got a couple kills though.
Yeah.
7 kills, I think it was.
He caused a lot of teams problems. I think that's the main thing from him.
Yalal's still alive. He got 1 kill over there over Lass and X.
We're down to his final 6 players. Ewan and Fuffens, 2 very strong European pro players. Scar, K9 as well. They got the up close and personal. Red dots on there. Compensator as well looking. He has the information that the players could be lurking on the edge here. I like what they're doing. They're not going central and just kind of standing by the way for people to bring the damage to them as Yalal does go down. Another team hits the deck. 4 times on the back of that Car 98. Can still use it at this level if he really wants to. I mean, up close and personal. You're going to want to keep the Scar out, which is what he's doing. Let's take a look at Fuffin's POV. M4 and SKS, kind of same setup, AR and long distance. Sniper on one hand, DMR in the other. On the opposing side, there we see Team 15, 2 players also alive. So that means that there's a snake in the grass somewhere chilling. It's going to be Zold mate, I want to say. I doubt it'd be Zolder mate. Should be Zold, I don't know.
I thought it was Zoid. Zoid mate.
Is it Zoid? I can't see it that.
Or Zold mate. Yeah.
Zoid mate. Maybe.
Yeah. So we have Winghaven, Coldament on the side, Fufens, Ewang. Yes, I think it's definitely Zoid mate. That's one way I'm going to go.
Oh, there we go. Now it's closing. I can see it, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just slightly at that range.
Yes. Right now,
the only Zoid I know is Zoidberg.
This is going to be one of those really slow closings that can go either way. Because, I mean, Winghaven, Coldament, they have really good positioning right now, but it all depends on how it's going to move.
I mean, you say good position. They're literally in a ditch. It's going to entrench them. All right, they can't get shot from behind. There's nothing they can do. Once this circle goes, they have to cross the road. There's no cover. There is no hard cover whatsoever. And poking like this is going to give Team 40 the information that they need. Yes. I mean,
exactly from which line they're coming from, right?
Zoid might get gifted a second place here. If them 2 teams engage, he literally might be gifted.
In the middle.
A top 2 placement.
It really depends on what happens here. Ewang and Fufens right now trying to do.
They're throwing grenades, so they have something. Look at this, though. They're going to push. They're going to try and extend here. You can see on the back lines, Fufens is taking a deeper angle. Maybe they've both pulled back here.
And this is a beautiful close, actually. It's going to be on a couple buildings. So it's definitely looks good.
Yeah, they're in there. Everyone has to come to them now. The compound's theirs. Smokes are down. That's a nice... If they've set up the smoke from the outside Team 15 so they can walk this one in, then it's great. Look at this angle, though. This is disgusting. This is absolutely dirty. Ewan, you cruel man, stands up on top of the building. Spray initially. The tag's there. No frag just yet. He also has the Car 98 if he wants to go. And we said about earlier on, crossing the road. What happened when the chicken crossed the road? Well, he unfortunately meant the blunt end of a Scar. Both players dead now. They have to find the snake in the grass.
Yes, Coldament and Winghaven are out. That is it for the Spanish hope that we had over here. Ewang and Fufens still alive right now. And we're near the shot, but I can't really see targets.
He's a one-on-one, though. He's tagged him up.
Yep.
Full med kit comes off, back to 100% HP.
Yeah, he's going to get him up there.
He might abuse the smoke here. So put the smoke to give some sort of a fake read on them. You're going up against 2 pro players. This ain't going to be easy. If he pulls this off, I'll be mind blown, but also very proud, because this isn't going to be an easy task whatsoever. To take these 2 individual players down, it's a job to take one down in himself. He's already managed to do that and get the knock.
And exactly what you said happened. I mean, he just waited out, saw the engagement, and then he said, you know what, now I can finally move in now that I started hearing some shooting.
He probably should have got stuck in, maybe. That's probably the only way he could have done this. He got the knock to just run at them. Now he's allowed them to get themselves back to a 2.
Yes. I mean, he could have gone for that, but it was also very dangerous because he didn't really know where the other player was, I think. He didn't have that good read. But Zoid mid, there's someone that can do it. It's probably going to be him.
Well, we saw a 2 versus 1 game, number 1.
Yep.
Nothing's impossible.
And he's still doing the place with the smoke. He wants to get the wrong reads on them.
I like it. The thing about the smoke, I mean, you can cause a distraction in the form that they'll be looking towards that smoke now. But also, I mean, if you do put it near you, at least hides your footsteps, but he's been seen. Comes through the back lines. Ewan says, nope, I'm not falling for a 2 versus 1. They come through with the win. You can see it on his screen. 5 kills as well in the barrel for him as an individual one. So GG. And a nice round of applause from the audience as well. 2 players from Europe. Very well-known individuals. Very, very good, talented players. One of them obviously playing directly for Chaos. They pick up game number 4. That's going to be on Mirrorman.